G'day guys, today we're talking generators, and I've got a few little tips I want to share with you that we've picked up over the time when travelling with the generator. Now, first of all, let's talk fuel. Fuel is very important that you look after the fuel that you get. Remember, if you're putting it in a 20 litre jerry can like this, it's 20 kilos you're adding. Our preference is to carry fuel in a smaller container, 5 litre one like this. It's a lot easier to store and use. Here's a little tip we use. We put a date when we've actually collected that fuel, because fuel will go off. You can buy additives to keep it longer, but it's an extra cost. Small little tank like this, if you're not using it, you can use it back home. The other thing is, fuel, when you store it outside, it naturally is going to collect dust and stuff. Therefore, we would suggest that you filter your fuel when you're putting it into the generator every time. So a fine filter like this, used by Mr. Funnel, you can also use it for your car, just works fine. Now, over to the actual generator. When it comes to looking at it, as far as some maintenance tips that you could be doing yourself, I would suggest that you read your manual and understand what you can and can't be doing. But simple little things that I would suggest you do either on at least a yearly basis are as follows. On this particular generator unit here, the fuel stored in here, there's a filter here, just keep that nice and clean as well. Over here is where the spark plug is. Now, it's important that you have a correct tool for that, so be able to access it and get into it. In regard to spark plugs too, when you remove them, give them a bit of a clean with a brush. Keeps them all nice and ready to go when it's ready to go back in. And the other thing we do is we travel with our generator bag, but we also keep a spare spark plug with us. Again, using the dot principle, we put a date on it. That allows us to know that it's coming up ready for after 12 months. Let's put a new spark plug back in it. Another thing to look at and do is it's a combustion engine. So you do need to consider in regards to how you will go about looking after the filters. So the cover comes off like so. Down over here is the oil. So check that regularly, it's just a little dipstick. And on a yearly basis, change it out. In behind here is your air filter. That needs to be nice and squeaky clean and should be a little bit damp with some oil. So if you do those type of things on a regular basis, you're going to make sure your generator is going to stay nice and healthy and work for when you want it to work. Lastly, store your generator when you're out on the tracks on a mat. Keeps the dust and stuff away from it and the mud, so everything's nice and clean. You do things like that, and then you're going to have a situation that you're going to be able to start your generator first time, every time.